Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Road to the GOAT series. Currently, we are in the Varsity League, and we need only two more wins to advance to the Junior College seed. And those two wins need to come with using Tier 1 teams, and whenever we are in Tier 1, we are going to most likely use the Miami Heat. So this first matchup here is against the Los Angeles Lakers. We pulled out the Vice uniforms. I think they look decent. I like the white Vice uniforms out of all of them, and then I would have to say the pink one, then the white one, and then this one here. But I think they all look pretty good. So, yep, as I said before, we're going up against the Lakers, and this is not going to be an easy matchup because you have two of the best players in the NBA on this team. You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But as I mentioned time and time again in previous videos, I really like the Miami Heat roster because we have guys who can match those guys size for size. And I think with how the current Lakers roster is constructed, I think they actually gotten a bit worse in a 2K sense because they don't really have shooters that could just really shoot the lights out. I mean, last year they had Danny Green, although he struggled in the real life NBA in the playoffs, that guy would still be useful on 2K. So I think losing him was a bit of a reason why I said the Lakers don't have a really impressive roster as last year. Wide open three by Duncan Robinson right down the middle. That's going to be cash money every time. And whenever I do play with the Miami Heat, guys always have an eye on Duncan Robinson. They put his off-ball defense on smothered. I really can't get any shots off with Duncan Robinson. So the shots that I do get off with him, I have to make sure that they're perfect. But I like playing with Duncan Robinson. He's a really good three-point shooter, and it just helps to have him on the team. Jimmy Butler here, he hits a three, and so we go up. And the reason I choose the Miami Heat so much is because I know all of the guys' shot releases to a good point. Like Jimmy Butler, I like his release. Dragic, Duncan Robinson, he has a really nice release too. LeBron James, mid-range from the logo, that one was pretty good. But to talk about my opponent, he was pretty good with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, look at this here. It's another case of we're getting out rebounded by Anthony Davis. And it seems like the bigs who are really good at rebounding, they will out rebound your bigs on defensive or offensive glass. So at this point in the game, we just hit a three and it's 18-18, and I'm struggling a little bit to pull away from this guy, and he has had the lead multiple times, but we get to the rim with Tyler Hero. So like I said, going up against the Lakers, it's never going to be an easy matchup unless the person I'm going up against isn't that good. So I have to try and use nice and good strategies to get easy buckets like we do here. I see the mismatch with Jimmy Butler on Dennis Schroeder or Schroeder on Jimmy Butler, and we take advantage of that quickly. So the offensive end is just going to consist of running good plays, making sure we get the ball to the guy who has the mismatch as well. But on the defensive side, we need to make sure our adjustments are right and we are putting ourselves in a good position to defend and contest every shot, as we don't do there, and he ties the game back up. So less than a minute remaining in the first half, and the score is still tied. So this is just a back and forth game, and at some point in this game, I'm going to have to try and pull away or put in a lineup that's going to help seal this game. Jimmy Butler, he gets his way to the rim, tough layup, and that's what I like about Jimmy Butler. This is a guy who draw foul rating is at a 95. So easily, if I wanted to, I could get to the rim with Jimmy Butler all day, and either it's going to go in because he's such a good finisher at the rim, or I'm going to get a foul call. But that's not really how I like to play because this team has so many more weapons other than Jimmy Butler. My opponent in this game defense wasn't too good either, as we get a wide open shot with Bam Adebayo under the rim. We get the foul and one. It wasn't too good because we're both tied right now. If his defense was pretty good, he would have been blowing me out the water. But Good defense here by Jimmy Butler. He's going to go all the way down to the other end of the rim and slam it down for 2 points. And now at this point in the game, we have a 6-point lead. We're slowly pulling away, and I think we might have him a little bit frustrated. You can see he's trying to get his way to the rim with LeBron James. He misses that easy layup. We are able to grab the rebound. Anthony Davis cannot get to it, and we're back on the offensive end. So now we have Schroeder guarding Jimmy Butler again. We've seen this before earlier in the video, and it's just way too easy for Jimmy Butler. That's an automatic 2 points. So we're up by 8 points now. He has the ball on offense, and let's see what he does here. Trying to make something happen at the top of the key with Schroeder. I see that pass, but I'm not able to get it. So I'm thinking he may dump it down low to AD, but it kind of looks like he wants to drive with LeBron, and that is exactly what he does there. He gets the lean-in mid-range jump shot to go, and he answers back. So 26-32 is the score. We grab the defensive rebound, and Tyler Hero throws it down with a one-handed dunk, and we're back up by 8 points. So right now at this point, we have to make sure that we are scoring consistently and playing better defense, so not every possession we have on offense is a score. But if we keep allowing shots like that with what Dennis Schroeder just hit, it's not going to look too good for us. Jimmy Butler on the break again. I had the option to pass it to Goran Dragic, but when you have Jimmy Butler, that guy is an elite finisher at the rim, so you have to take it with him. So this is what I was talking about. Our defense leading to easy offense. Goran Dragic gets the steal, I believe that was Precious Achiuwa who got the steal, and Goran Dragic finished it off. So 28-43. The defense has improved significantly. He has taken LeBron James out as well as Anthony Davis, and I left most of my starters in at this point. I said to myself, if there were ever to be a time for me to pull away, and if there was a way for me to do it, it would have to mean that LeBron and AD was on the bench, and I would have to leave my starters in so that they could take advantage of those mismatches with the second unit for the Los Angeles Lakers. So with the fourth quarter beginning, we had our guys, our star players, Jimmy Butler, most of our starters, they were pretty tired. But the Heat roster, like I said, it's pretty good to where I could throw in another guy to guard LeBron James, and that guy is Andre Iguodala. I could have also put in Avery Bradley, but I like Iggy defense. He still could play defense in the league, but they run a pick and roll between LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and he gets the easy bucket there. So Iggy is in the game, and I don't really need him for the offensive end, but if he puts up points, that's fine with me. But I don't know what my opponent was doing here. He was just all the way off to the side with Montrezl Harrell, and that was an easy dunk for Meyers Leonard. And the reason why we have Meyers Leonard in the game, what a tough layup attempt by Jimmy Butler, and he gets that one to go. But the reason why we have him in the game is to match the size of Anthony Davis. On this possession here, he's guarding Anthony Davis, but he kicks it back out to LeBron James. Hero can't get a good closeout, and he's only down by 8 points. So I don't really show it in this video, but my opponent, he was basically getting to the rim, getting free throws and stuff, and he has cut the lead down to an 8-point game. Good defense there, and we are able to get on the fast break. Jimmy Butler, he fouls Jimmy Butler because he needs to try and slow things down. So Jimmy Butler again getting his way to the rim, but at this point in the game, it's a little too late to call a comeback. 41-52 or 52-41, we end up winning the game, and we have one more game to win in this varsity seed. So in the second half of this game, it wasn't really too hard to pull away, but my opponent, he was pretty decent. So we can move on to the next game now, where we only just need one more win to advance to the next seed. I also want to mention, after this video, every video after this one is going to be up to date. So the rosters are going to be up to date. You're going to have Harden on the Nets and Victor Oladipo on the Rockets. I just wanted to try and catch up with all the gameplay I had and uploaded. So right now we are sitting with a 15-1 record, with us being 5-0 in the varsity seed. This is the second game in this video, and let's see if we could get the victory here. As usual, we're going with the Miami Heat again, but in this matchup, we are taking on the Houston Rockets at home. This is before the Nets and Rockets trade, so Harden is still on the Houston Rockets. And the Rockets, they have a pretty good lineup. I like their starting five. I don't really know too much about their bench, but this is a team I probably would recommend playing if I ever played with them. But we start the game off with a wide open three by Kelly Olynyk, and you just can't leave that guy open like that in the corner. But I already knew what this game was about to be on. James Harden trying to drive to the rim. I had to come with a double with Jimmy Butler. And looking back, I should have changed this lineup earlier where Duncan Robinson did not have to guard James Harden. But no one could really guard James Harden like that, man. I mean, the guy, he's going to force his way to the rim regardless if you like it or not. So on the offensive end, we throw the oop up to Bam Adebayo. He's going to throw it down, and that was a pretty good pass there. You don't always have to throw the laser or bullet pass when the guy's right near you. You can also throw the oop or whatever just to create a easier basket. So the score is 2-7, and we're kind of pulling away early in this game. Nice crossover by James Harden there, man. I switched on in an unfavorable position, and he was able to take advantage of that, and he has closed the lead down to 1 point. So Duncan Robinson kicks a pass out to Jimmy Butler in the corner of the court, and that is a three-pointer attempt. 6-10. Then we also have to worry about John Wall. So how I played defense this game, with a pretty good defensive possession there on the break with Duncan Robinson. He thought I was going to shoot it, but we get the foul with Bam Adebayo, and he is able to convert it. But how I had to play defense this game was really mainly off ball, because I knew straight up reality that I was not going to be able to defend James Harden and John Wall one-on-one, because those guys are just way too quick on the offensive end for probably anybody to use a defense. And so it's nothing really wrong with playing off ball. I mean, if someone does it, it's in the game. And some people, they like to think less if you play off ball majority of the game, but for me, I don't really play it. I play it to where it's a strategic advantage, and that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be all the time. As you see, DeMarcus Cousins hits a wide open three there, and I'm willing to live with that. Good steal by Goran Dragic, gets to the rim, and 17 seconds left in the first as he drains that bucket. So yeah, just talking about off-ball defense. If it's favorable for you and if it helps you play the game, then I say run it. But I've been playing 2K long enough, I would like to say, that I would know how to beat off-ball defense, especially if someone isn't confident in their on-ball defense. Then you could just immediately go at them. And a lot of people like to play off-ball defense with the bigs. So if you got a pretty good big, then you are going to be in a favorable situation. So this game, I thought I was going to pull away early, but he's hanging in there. And my opponent, just like with several other opponents that I've played before, he was really trying to focus on getting towards the rim with James Harden and John Wall. And there's nothing wrong with that, but eventually, we are going to put a stop to that, and he's going to have to shoot with other guys. So Jimmy Butler on the fast break there, looking pretty good, and we are finally pulling away with this game. So it's just now a matter of playing defense, making sure that James Harden and John Wall don't really get any fouls called. And look at Myers Leonard there. PJ Tucker is just a little bit too small to be guarding him down low in the post, and we take advantage of that. So you can see I come over with Precious Achiuwa. He takes a difficult shot, but that's a shot with a superstar, and so most of the time he is going to make that shot. But right now we are playing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident that we could close this game out and move on to the next seed, but we have to do it first. This is a good play right here for Duncan Robinson. And like I said, everybody is so focused on Duncan Robinson now, but I'm able to pump fake, kick it out to another guy, get the ball back as Duncan Robinson is cutting, and we get the foul. Jimmy Butler in the corner. Can't leave him open in the corner. That guy, he could shoot the three ball as well. So we're steadily pulling away from my opponent, and it's looking like we may advance to the next seed. So Jimmy Butler getting the layup attempt to go there, and the score is 28-40. Again on this possession, Jimmy Butler backing down the smaller Eric Gordon. He gets his way to the rim and finishes it with a one-handed dunk. Fast break opportunity for us here. Bam Adebayo. It is his second and one play of this game, and this is looking pretty good for us. At this point in the game, my opponent ended up quitting, and that would mean for us, we are moving on to the college seed. As a result, we get 1700 VC and a trophy, but that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.